Welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and I'm here with my boy Radio Boy of the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. Say what up.
Hello.
Alright, Radio hasn't done co-commentary in a while. I actually recorded with Invoked 101, so I'll link above to his channel, and then the audio got corrupted, so sorry to bring you in.
I
But
haven't done commentary since. I don't think I've actually done commentary.
I think you've done one or two. Either way, we're checking out Emmanuel playing Blue-Eyes with Mekk Knights in it versus Ronald playing Invoked with Mekk Knights in it. New ban list.
I'm actually curious as to how Blue-Eyes Invoked will work.
It's not Blue-Eyes Invoked, it's Blue-Eyes Mekk Knights.
Oh, Mekk Knights. My bad. It's Invoked Mekk Knights versus Mekk Knight Blue-Eyes.
Yeah, the goal being to use your level 8 Mekk Knights to make XE monsters.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just level 8 bodies. They don't really do much. Mekk Knights are actually kind of not a great force themselves. Using them for bodies is like all I can think of. I actually use them for synchro summoning in my deck.
I'm not familiar with how Mekk Knights play that much. I know that they have the spells, the trap, and the I'm not sure what else. I think the spell that makes negates monster effects that are in the same.
Yeah, they have some cards that interrupt cards that are activated in the same column.
It's one spell and two traps, right?
Yeah, the spell negates traps, and then the traps negate everything else. So he has a lot of spells in his deck that he could actually set and then flip the same turn, which has always been a problem for Mekk Knights. Like if you set something like Call by the Grave, it gets stuck face down, or Twin Twister. But you can actually set like that Dragon Shrine. Made it easier for him to actually go into that Purple Nightfall and still make his Blue Eyes plays afterwards. Yeah, so Ronald started the game off because he's playing Invoked Mekk Knights. He doesn't have much to do on his first turn, so all he did was set a spell. And now he's going to get wrecked by Dragon Spirit of White, banishing his set Super Poly. Have you been testing Super Poly?
Yeah. I ran it in my Cyber Dragon deck. I cited Starving Venom.
Yeah, that card's pretty cool. It's an excellent Super Poly target.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So I had to ask Ronald to move that from the field center so it didn't look like a field center. But so Emmanuel's going to end on Dragon Spirit of White. Not Dragon Spirit of White, Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon. They have very similar names. I always get confused what I'm calling them.
Yeah.
And he's going to resolve the White Stone of Ancients in the graveyard to summon a Blue-Eyes White Dragon to play some defense. Alright, draws for turn, and he drew into Alistair the Invoker so he can do some fusion stuff. Now, Ronald's actually been in Bulgaria for the last month, and he didn't have his cards. So he's been playing with people who mostly have access to, like, Crusadia as, like, their only decks, because it's they don't have access to older cards over there, or it's harder for them to get them, or getting them shipped over there tends to be a problem. So he's been kind of out of the loop. So, yeah, he's adjusting to Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently. So I think he's not familiar with all the cards he's been testing.
Yeah. I would understand that.
Yeah. Activation of Instant Fusion. He's got a couple choices. You got Kaliga, and that's the new Mud Dragon. You familiar with the Mud Dragon?
Yeah, it's two different attributes, right?
Two monsters, same attribute. Yeah, different types. Different types, same attribute. So, like, in the U board, it's usually, if your opponent leaves, like, a Nightmare Unicorn and a, what's it called? Linkuriboh, you can potentially, like, Super Poly those away.
Yeah.
So we have a misplay from Ronald here. So he's trying to use the Mud Dragon to make it into a dark monster to prevent the Effect Veiler from targeting the Alistair. But he should have done that in advance.
Alright.
That or he misinterpreted it to change the attribute of all monsters on the field rather than its own attribute. So I think we were like discussing how it's not the same as like Calamities, which is played in Emmanuel's Blue Eyes deck.
Yeah.
Because I know we take it out at some point. So.
Yeah, I understand Calamities. I don't like it, especially because if they call something that you're using specific. Hang on a second.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm fine. No, I'm good. No.
Tell her I said hi.
Mama, Benji says hi.
I was kidding. You didn't have to do that. Alright, that's
I
fine.
did it.
So, it's fine. I was just verifying for these guys what's going on. So I was actually playing kind of judge at this tournament. Not officially, just I didn't enter. I was just recording things for the day. I got a few games, but some of them were pretty bad. I had recorded, what was it? Dark Goki versus Danger Dark World, and I got a game between Heroes and Mermail, which were not the most exciting games in the world. So this is the most exciting match of the bunch. And I've also got Crusadia versus Dynamist from the day after. Alright,
Yeah.
so he was unable to search with his Alistair.
Yeah. Link?
Yeah. So this is Ronald not being familiar with his cards. I think he thinks he can search Invocation by discarding a card. How does Alistair, the Invoker of Madness, work?
It's when you fusion on it, if fusion to any spot that it's linked, then you can ditch one and then search.
Yeah, so he misinterpreted it, and fortunately Emmanuel took the time to read the card because he was aware that that card was incorrect. So they're correcting this problem now.
Yeah, he has to search for it. He has to fusion first.
Exactly, but he got Veilered, so he has no access to do a fusion. And he used his instant fusion already to make the Mud Dragon, so...
Yeah.
I suppose if he didn't make the Mud Dragon then, he might have been able to get into a fusion onto the Invoker of Madness to get the Invocation, to make up for that Veiler. Or he could have just played the Mud Dragon correctly and avoided getting Veilered. But you live and you learn. I think the remaining games of this match are going to be a little bit more exciting.
Yeah. I'm not sure. He could have targeted the Mud Dragon with Vader.
Oh, and prevent it from becoming a dark monster? That actually would have been possible. Actually, no, it can't be. It itself can't be targeted because it is always its own attribute, and monsters with its attribute can't be targeted.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, I picked it up. Okay.
That's fine. Looks like he's going to a Link 3. It could be Nightmare Unicorn, or what else could it be?
Yeah. It's Unicorn.
Okay, so he summons Purple Nightfall. So he mostly linked to get the blue sky out of that zone, so he could use it for Purple Nightfall. And Purple Nightfall can now search for either Red Moon or Indigo Eclipse, maybe even another blue sky.
Red Moon's the one that pops, right?
Pops a monster by banishing a Mekk Knight in the graveyard, which he does have one because he did link away his blue sky. So it looks like he was trying to pop the Blue-Eyes White Dragon, but Emmanuel responds with his Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon going into Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, so he can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects.
Yeah. He can still be destroyed by battle.
Yeah, he can. It's really hard to kill a defense position Azure Eyes Silver Dragon.
Yeah. It's 3,000 defense.
Yeah, 3,000 is like an attainable attack value, but it's not an easy defense to get over because monsters tend to cap out at 3,000.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ronald's forced to pass turn, going into Mekk Knight Morningstar, not having much to search, but the benefit of going into Morningstar is he can't be destroyed by battle with a card in its column.
It also doesn't take damage, right?
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if they can't be destroyed. It might be able to be destroyed if it's attacked twice. Could you pull it up?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Thanks.
Um,
Oh, either way, it seems he managed to summon Blue Sky in front of it, and it has the same attack points as Blue Sky, so he's just able to run it over.
Okay, so if it battles a monster in a different column, then the monster cannot be destroyed by battle.
Oh, okay.
Your monster. Okay, so yeah, and also you take no battle damage from that.
All right, cool. Stay tuned for Game 2, and I'll be with Nod Lammers of Invoked 101. See you guys next time. Thanks, Radio.